I am the owner and creator behind CarolJo's. Sorry, I'm taking the tapes off of a bag and it's kind of noisy. So, we do lots of different things here. We have times where we have chats, which is what we have today, right now. We have Makers Meetup. We have that tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central. And then we do tutorials. We have one on Wednesday at 2 p.m. And that one, we are going to be doing a floating necklace. So we've got that coming up. Thank you for the heart me, Cindy. I appreciate that. We do live. Hi, Rose. We do live events, which is where I will have items up for grabs that you guys can claim to add to your bead collections. Those excuse me, those events are done on TikTok and another app that I can't say because TikTok doesn't allow it. So that is what we do here. You guys can ask all kinds of questions on a chat day. So go ahead and ask away if you'd like. Um, but what I want to talk about first on it, oh, got to tell you something. If you guys could share the live, so go down to that arrow and hit the arrow button, and you can add it to your story. You can also repost it. I'm waiting for it to come up on my backup account. There we go. And here I'm going to do the repost, and I'm going to add it to the story. Once we get to 10 shares, yeah, sorry, I don't know why I'm coughing all of a sudden. 10 shares and 10,000 likes, then we will start doing giveaways. I'm going to take a drink and see if that helps my throat. Okay, I drank that water. One more down. Trying to not drink as much pop and drink more water. I think it's working. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll keep trying. But today, with Monday being our motivational Monday, I always put out a post every day or every Monday about something, just as a something to think about to help motivate us. But I heard something right before this live that I want to talk about too. And it made me think of Lolly. Literally made me think of Lolly. So our motivational Monday quote is I don't memorize them, so I have to look it up to make sure. Oh, kindness is free, sprinkle it everywhere, which I think we all know that is like the gist of what we have going on here. This is a kind community, judgment free zone, that type of thing. So that's what it is. And I saw that and I'm like, okay, we have to have it. But what I heard right before we went live, I really, really 100% when I heard this, it makes sense. If you are not feeling confident, hi Maria, about something, you just need to start it because you are not going to get confident at it until you do it. And it is so true. Literally, like if you're like, ooh, I don't know if I want to do that in-person event. I don't have the confidence to do it. That's usually, thank you, Maria, for the heartbeat. That's usually what stops people from doing those is that you just don't feel confident because it's the unknown. It's scary. It is what it is. But if you don't do it, you don't gain confidence. Hello to everybody over on the tube. And so when I heard that today, I was like, I I get it. I believe it. And it was on another live that I was watching before I came on here. And she is not one of the ones in the controversial cake pop world. She's just someone else that does cake pops. And she popped up on my uh, FYP. And when she was just talking, and I'm like, that makes so much sense. Why hadn't I thought of that a long time ago? Oh, I know what I forgot to grab. I forgot to grab the baggies. I see them right there. So, what do you guys think about that? What she said. We are doing a chat time where we talk about different things of making jewelry, questions you might have about that, and running small businesses. So, ways that we can, hi Geraldine, that we can uplift each other and give advice, things that we've heard, and we can just talk about it. Hopefully that helps you out. I'm just going to grab this bag of bags. I am down to 12 left to bag up, and then I can start taking pictures. And once I take the pictures, then I can start putting them out so that they'll be ready for Saturday because then they'll will have stickers on them. You're welcome. I'm glad you asked. This is literally, this channel is 100% about creating jewelry, accessories, um, having the items so that you can do that. It's all around that. So if anybody has any questions or comments or things they want to talk about, put it in the chat. Hey, Kay. So I have not been on for 2 days. I took Saturday off and I literally took Saturday off. I didn't process anything. I didn't send out any electronic communications that I needed to. I waited until Sunday. I took a holiday off. Thank you. I appreciate that. So that was my fourth. Buttercup, I have the coolest picture of her doing a firework. We did not, I will tell you guys, we bought zero fireworks this year because we have had so many left over from previous years. And then her grandpa on the other from her mom, you know, her dad, that he went and got her some stuff to light off. So we ended up not having to purchase any this year, which is amazing. Maria just got back from her getaway. Awesome. I hope you had a great one. And so, I'm 53. Hey, Amy. And so, she had this one that was a baseball bat that shoots flames out of the one end and you hold it up like out type thing. And she did it. And that picture turned out so cute. So you'll hear me talk about Buttercup. She is our granddaughter. And if anybody had been in here last week when she was talking about her loose tooth, when we were at our 4th of July, awesome, Maria. When we were at our 4th of July doing fireworks, she lost her tooth there. We still had it. We got to bring it home. But I'm like, what a place to lose it. She was having a strawberry and she lost it. So, yep. So that was one of her joyful things from that day. Yep. Hi, Angela. I don't say I'm old. I will say I'm my age. That's the one thing that Buttercup says I'm old, but I say I'm not old. Zulie's in here. I didn't even see her. Well, hello, Zulie. There she is. Now I see her. So yeah, so that was part of her fun-filled weekend. So what else did anybody do? So I was gonna say, Zulie, I seriously have not been on social media. So you may have said this, but I don't know. How did how did Larimar do with the fourth? Thank you. That's the thing. Remember um that we were talking about at the very beginning. If you can keep doing it, you'll have confidence. Oh, that's fun. Hi, Trisha. Thank you, Margaret. She says, "You're not old at all. You mature like fine wine." And someone on YouTube said it's a privilege to get older, and I do believe that. And you know what I always say? Age is just a number. It doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are. It is just a number. Oh, see, that's the way. Pear did not like the noise either. So, of all things, um, Buttercup slept with her for 2 nights. Because in South Dakota, you can do fireworks multiple nights. You can do, through the 5th, depending on where if what the community's laws are, but we live out in the country, so you can do them through the 5th where we're at. Oh, nope, you did not hurt my feelings. Okay, that was Michelle that said that. Oh, I don't know everybody's names, when differences because they're different between different social medias, and it was funny because, Rosie's name cracks me up, and when we were doing our game last week, um "Hey, Lolly," um, I was like, "That's Rosie. I think it's Rosie. I'm putting it down as Rosie because names." So, did you hear me earlier? Were you on, Lolly, when I said earlier I thought of you when I was watching a live before I came here? And now we can actually talk about the numbers of what we're going to be receiving. We're going to get them, as far as I know, next week. They I finally got a hold of. Nope, not after dark. It was good. We had a good 4th. We went to my husband lost a cousin in his 40s, and he has a memorial car show every year for his in his honor from in the town that he lived in. So we went there and partaked in a very hot car show. It was very hot here. And then we went to the old postmaster. That's just an awesome guy that would do everything for me to with my packages. We went to his house so that we did fireworks at his house, and then we found out the gender of his, I got to think about it, 6th grandchild. Is it? No. 1 2 3 4 5, his 5th grandchild. 5th grandchild. And so they were going to be he has another daughter that's due here very shortly in like a month, and they know she's having a girl. So they have 2 girls and 2 boys, so then this one was going to be the tiebreaker, and it's a girl. So the girls are doing it. So thank you. So yeah, so that was fun. And they did it by doing a firework. So that was a lot of fun to be able to watch. And even with the postmaster that took his place, she is awesome about helping me with stuff. So she's not as like into doing all the research to find things, but she's willing to help me out and ask people questions to get them answered. So um we didn't lose our going back to the kindness thing. The person is kind that helps us out in the post office. So I'm grateful for that. But what I wanted to say to Lolly is we were talking about what I thought about you, if you're still here, is that someone was talking about you don't get confidence until you do it. So I was going to say, go live, get your confidence. You'll be fine. Okay. So that is, hold on. Okay. So yeah, so we're gonna, but let's talk about what we're getting, everybody. I let them go. Um, we're talking jewelry only. We do not talk other stuff. So I'm going to give you guys a warning over here, and that's your only warning. After this, if we get more of that, we will turn off the comments. I literally, when I heard that, I just thought of you going, that's it. Just go live. But well, okay. So I'm gonna tell you, I honestly was like, my guess was 4 pallets, not three. So I was a little bit okay, 1 pallet less. I originally had like 1,400 pounds of beads. There's 2,450 something coming. That's just the pounds of the beads. That's not the pallet weight. That's the pounds of the beads and the um findings and everything that we're getting. So yeah, um they are Michelle's got it going on over here. She's over here. I'm like, I don't remember, but she's hiding stuff. So I'm okay with that. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Lolly, for the hurt me. I don't know where Nordic Luna or God, where is I going with the saying Nordic Luna or Ashley are. So we got someone over there helping. What's behind me is beads. All the beads, that's my personal collection of beads. They're trays and trays of beads. Yes, we are going to be getting a lot of items. Um, there is like I knew the number, but I can't say it right now. Uh, it's like 1,300 to 1,400 um different items. Yeah, it was the pounds of beads is what shocked me the most. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Yeah, I knew we had, some of the beads are heavy. When you get thank you. When you get glass beads, like 8 and 10 millimeter glass beads, those get very heavy. And so yes, those I could see that being heavy. But we also have natural stuff coming. The winners were Sally for the number of pallets, Mia for the number of pounds, and Maria, who was in here, she guessed the number of boxes. And we had two people that actually guessed the correct number of boxes. That one surprised me a lot, the number of boxes. I thought we were going to have more boxes because they don't usually make them very heavy, but some of these are very, very heavy. I did talk with the dispatcher of the pallets, to get them here. And he was so funny. He's like, this is going to be interesting. Yeah, you and Mia both guessed two of them the closest. Nobody guessed the the number of pounds of that. Thank you, Zuli. I appreciate all of that. And so one person was like 20 pounds over. And I was like, no, but the rules were you had to be under. I was thinking about, how many of us watched The Price is Right when we were going up? You have to guess closest to the retail price without going over. So I was like, you have to guess to the number without going over. Oh, that's okay. You're all right, Nordic Luna. And so I was like, oh, and she was the closest. So yeah, so we had three of them guess 2,500 pounds. It was so funny. It says, I'm packing a massive 1,400-pound shipment. Guess the total value. That's what UI said. And I'm like, it was 2,400 pounds, and we're not going to talk the value. So, so yeah. But I honestly thought we were going to have more boxes than 68. But we are getting there. We're going to get there. We're trying to figure out the game plan of how we're going to bring them into the house, how we are going to separate them out and be able to bring them to the lives. It depends on what the challenge is. Yeah, I thought it was fun too. And so the only problem we might have is that I'm hoping because it's coming next week and next week is not going to be a fun week. I know. I can't wait to open them. I cannot wait. Um so we have volleyball camp and we have band camp. And because we have both camps, I'm not sending Buttercup to the summer program next week. So we're going to see how this goes. So she'll be home all next week. And we do have band camp this week, and it does affect our schedule. If you guys have seen the schedule, it's pinned on TikTok, the tube. It is a short video. Um, it's underneath the shorts I posted last night. Um, Thursday and Friday afternoons, I did not put any lives during that time. I put TBD because I don't know if she's going to do an instrument that is in the morning or an instrument that's in the afternoon. So, because of that, I may be running her there. If she is already at the summer program, band camp is at the same place, same location as her summer program. And so then I just have to have her take her instrument and we're going to be golden. But I have no idea what she says she's going to play the trombone, but I don't think the trombone was what one of them was. So I don't know. Yeah. Thank you, Daisy Days Jewelry, for the follow. Um, they're inside in the air conditioning for this because it's their first year doing it. So they're learning things like how do you take care of your instrument. Hold on. Let me tell Ryan I'm live. Do do do. There we go. Yeah, thank you. No, but hey, we're gonna text him and tell him I'm live. So, but anyways, what the instrument that she plays determines what time her band camp is. So they have all of the different instruments at different times. So, and then I was like, what am I going to do while I'm sitting there at band camp? Because there's not enough time for me to drop her off and go turn around, come home, and go back. One of my friends, excuse me, she had band camp. And because the football team, they did it on the football field, the team's practices were in the morning and at night. So band camp had to be in the hottest part of the day. Okay, so you guys do different ones too. And that is just, yep, it is. And we signed up for it. So I sit there and I'm like, I can't complain. I can't complain. We signed up for this. What I don't like right now for this is that I don't know which instrument we're going with. So I don't know what time. That's the part. So I think Buttercup should do flags, but they don't have that until they get into high school, I believe. I don't think the middle school has flags. She wants to play, and this one wasn't on her list. So that's why I'm like, what the heck? And where did this one come from? She wants to play the trombone. Okay, so she had it for high school too. And so I'm like, where in the world did the trombone? You have to understand, Buttercup is little compared to the other kids in her grade. And I don't know if she's little for her age or if she's just little compared to the other kids in her grade, if that makes sense. She happens to be one of the younger kids in her grade. And so I just sat there and I'm like, and it really makes it funny because um she's Groundhog Day. We've always thank you. I made this one. We've always talked about she's a groundhog baby. She's February, and she is actually one of them, the youngest in her I know. That's why I'm like, are you sure? You're a little one. So that's why I'm like, are we sure we want that instrument? She's not a clarinet or a flute. No way, no how. Which is like, okay. And I think one of the other instruments that they said she could play was the saxophone. And I'm like, okay, that's big too. So, well, hello. Welcome in. We discuss all different types of things about making jewelry and that type of stuff. And then we do talk about my granddaughter a lot, and we call her Buttercup. As you saw, today's been about her today because she's impacting our schedule. We will not be able to know what times we're going to go live on Thursday and Friday afternoon. Okay, maybe we can talk her into that. It's just she's not that. I mean, we'll see. We find out Wednesday night what instrument she's going to play, and then that will impact when we go to camp time. And that will then I will be able to say what we can do. Because I found something in this is the way or requesting beads has been. So back in March, I put in a request in. You guys know that. Said request went on a hiatus to where it wasn't, it just had the wrong paperwork. So it had to go back and then it has to come back. So it should be, see you later. So it should be coming back. Oh, I like pep rallies are fun. Ooh. And so, anyways, so she and like the band plays for every home football game. So yeah, so but she wants to be a cheerleader too. That's what I'm like. He. She wants to be a cheerleader. She wants to possibly do the dance team when she gets into high school. So she's got lots of like, and then soccer. So it's and volleyball, soccer, volleyball. We'll see. I mean, she could change her mind at any time. Band, cheer, and dance. And we live in a small town, so they have the kids do lots of activities, which is not way it was when I grew up. You did like one or two. especially sports. So yeah, so she'll keep us busy. And it was funny because when Ryan's daughter Kennedy was younger and we went to her last high school volleyball game, and Ryan is like, "This is it." And I'm like, "I know. What are we going to do with our time?" And then I'm like, "Oh, Buttercup's coming up. We'll go to all of her games. We don't have to go to practice because we're grandparents." Well, we do practices now too. But I'm like, "Okay." So we didn't have the lull because it went from um, Kennedy did college volleyball, and then now we have Buttercup. So it literally has gone from one thing. So we're not going to have a lull, which we're okay with because we're like, what else would we do? We were talking to one of Ryan's cousins because his Ryan's aunt and uncle went to every single kid event that they had for their kids, their grandkids, and now all their grandkids just graduated high school. And this was the first year where they didn't have kids there. I was gonna say any sport or activity, your grades have to be a certain. I coached when my kids were little. I was also the on the PTA when my kids were little. Um, I I bet you guys could guess this one. I was the PTA president. Could you guess that one? I was the PTA president for like one, 2, 3, 4 years. Yep. I was the treasurer first, and then I went on to be the president, and it was fun. But I've decided they asked me if I wanted to coach soccer when Buttercup did soccer this spring. Yeah, this spring, and I said I would love to have a parent do it. It's not that I wouldn't do it, but I believe the parent should have first dibs over a grandparent. Yep. I did it even in high school. We did after prom stuff all the time. You would be at the football games in the concession stands to raise money for the after prom or the basketball games. The bowling team, I used to go put stuff on their lockers. Yep. And so I did all of that. And I just someone asked me if I was going to do it and I said I've done it and I don't mind doing it, but I want the parents to do it first, is how I feel. You know, not not to take away their because to me that was the joy of me being a parent. So that's what I will say on that one. Yep. I will say this, um, like, I didn't think about this from the aspect, and I sat back and I thought about this after we went to the 4th of July. I was talking with another mom. She was there and, she was talking about buying the musical instruments for her oldest and now having to potentially buy a different one. We are normally talking about beating, but we're just talking about life right now, Tony. And one of the things that I thought about after talking with her about how I feel Ryan and I are blessed in our own way, but we are also in a different part of life than when you are a parent. And I was like, I said to Ryan yesterday, I'm like, Can you take a couple cars and go haul them in for scrap, and then we can pay for the instrument? You know, we are in a total different one. Yay, you're lucky. Because you know what Ryan said after we came back from, so Lolly was talking about that her and her husband get to go on a vacation, just the two of us. No schedules to go around, just do what they want. That just sounds like a dream. But so when we took Buttercup to Yellowstone, Ryan was like, we need to bring a friend next time. Because when we had our kids, we had four. And we pretty much had all four every time we went somewhere. There were times, schedules didn't allow it. And I'm like, okay, I never thought about poor Buttercup doesn't have another around in the house her age. So Ryan's like, we'll bring a friend next time we go on a vacation. I'm like, okay. Are the parents going to be okay with us taking their kids on our vacation? Do people do that? I'm like, hmm, that's a new one to me. So I have to ask you guys, is that normal? Because she is pretty much an only child. There are no other cousins. She's an only grandchild. Okay. But he's like, we need to bring someone with her with. So, okay. Okay. So what are you suggesting isn't out of the norm? I was just like, oh, that makes sense, but okay. He's like, I really wish we'd have thought of that before we took her, but it's our first time taking her somewhere. Ah, yeah. See, Buttercup lives with us. Guess what, everybody? I only have 3 more of the 12 millimeters to package. And then I can get them in number order and then start taking the pictures and getting them stickered and getting them ready to be like for Saturday. If you noticed, I did not schedule a second tutorial because it all just depends on that. Um, if we do get to do a second tutorial, I already have what it is, but I thought of it after I was like, put the schedule out. So I want to try to do that one. So we'll see. So Thursday and Friday, we might have to pick different times, just to let you know, to do the lives. Um, I cut out an encore event and I cut out one of the other apps events because of I didn't know. They are TBD. I don't know what your name is. And so we'll see if we can get something scheduled. It just might not be at 2 o'clock. I just don't know what time because we don't know the instrument. But for tonight's live, everybody at 8 p.m., that will be a debut event. We have um two different pendants. One of them I really like. I like both of them, but there's one that just stuck out for me. So we have two pendants. We have the posts. I said I would get more of those posts where you can glue on the cabochons. We've got those, and they are stainless steel cabochon post earrings that are a tray, so you can glue those on. We also will have the earring backs. There aren't as many earring backs as there are posts. They come separate. But the order that will be coming, I know I shouldn't say that word, but I'm going to, that will be coming next week someday. They have the earring backs in there. We also have some more posts coming in there too. Yep, that'll be tonight's live. We also have a stainless steel 16 millimeter round cabochon setting that is a pendant. It like has the veil on it to be a pendant. Um, I didn't grab any cabochons because I haven't gone through all of the boxes yet to find them all to see if I could find a 16 millimeter to go with it. I got those on Saturday. I was supposed to get them today, but I got them on Saturday. And with the fourth, I just brought them in the house and I didn't even do anything with them until today. So I haven't gone through them all. But we'll have that cabochon setting. We have a porcelain bead in there that is a daisy flower. We have two different acrylic beads tonight. I believe both of them can be used on the pen, but I haven't gotten them stickered yet to make sure 100%. We have I haven't pulled any of the Hagar items, so I don't know if I'll have those tonight or not. We also will have some glass beads, and then we'll also have gorgonias. Yep, tonight is a debut. So these are all new. So far, everything I have has not been a return to the studio either. And we'll have like 20 items. It's not going to be a huge long one. We'll do like 20 and that'll be good. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. here on TikTok only, we will be doing an encore event. And then tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central, we will be doing a makers meetup. Wednesday, we're going to have a tutorial for a necklace. And it says floating, but it's more than just what you think with floating, like where we did with that wire. There's something different with it, and it's for fall colors or fall things themed around it. So you'll see that. And then Wednesday night, we have chat time again, 8 p.m. Thursday is up in the air about lives. Friday afternoon is up in the air, but we will have a debut event on Friday night at 7 p.m. And then Saturday is the 12 millimeter silicone event. So we have that coming. So we've got a full week, even though we don't have everything we normally do. I can't believe I'm almost done. You have to understand, when I was packaging up the abacuses, that was our drive time. That took me a while to do, but I put them in a bag and we had a second bag that we could put the finished ones in. And while we were driving, I was packing. So yeah, I'm like, so to get this done, so we still have one more shape to go, and that is the lentils. And I have a question. Does anybody need me to bring abacuses back anytime soon? Hi, Sophia. I have 14 and 17 millimeter, not abacuses, octagons. Do you need me to bring octagons? Hey there, Jade. I have no idea what that is. And then I've already got some items started for the other two events on Saturdays in July. We have not this Saturday, but the next Saturday, which I believe is the 18th. That one will be uh Halloween in July. We're gonna bring anything, and it might be, it will be a combination, might be, it will be a combination of Encore and Debut. All right. I don't need that yet. So starting the last one, and it is the strawberry marshmallow, I believe, is the color for this one. I think. Um, I'll show you. But what I meant to say is octagon. If anybody needs octagons, let me see if I got the different shapes in here. I might not. No, I don't. The the one that is like rounded flat, so it's flat and it's rounded on the sides, that is octagon. The one that has like a line around the big side, just a small one in the middle, and then rounds curves down to the center, that is a lentil. I just don't have both shapes. Okay, so here, this is octagon shape. This is, or not, that's not octagon. That is abacus. Oh my lord, you guys are, I'm going to confuse you all. So this is abacus. I'm trying to see what if I have anything because I moved a lot of stuff. Here we go. We have this dragonfly. These are lentils. These are lentils. This right here, these three in the center, these are octagons. Octagon, these are 14 millimeter octagon. Bigger one is 17. Ooh, that would stink. So that would be, I don't know if I couldn't bead, if I couldn't do some of this stuff, what I would do. That would be hard for me because Ryan and I were talking, and I said I told everybody at our last super fan that the next super fan is the 20-year anniversary, and he's like, okay, ooh, that would be hard. So it's 20 years of having a jewelry or bead business on July 27th. But I thought about it after I said, "Hey, our next one will be it," but we gotta wait. I do have to ask. It's one of our kids' birthdays. So taking him out to supper, thank you for the heart me, Margaret. Taking him out for supper is a priority if he chooses that day. They get to choose. If he wants to do it on Sunday before, okay, we don't care. It's what they want. So but I'm gonna have him make a decision here shortly because I need to plan my schedule. Thank you for the heart or the finger hearts. Yay. Thank you for the puff hearts. We're getting close to the last one. There. Oh, thank you for the double fireworks. I think those fireworks are cool. We had some last week and they are cool. Here we are. We're putting the last one away. It is bagged up. Yay! I worked on these for a few hours yesterday. I also worked on getting things so that we can make the grab bags for the next Saturday's event. So the July 27th, or not 27th, July 25th, we will have our Christmas in July clearance event. I am going to be creating grab bags. They will have, oh, Cece, that swan was amazing. Thank you. Wow. Um, but yes, we will have paper bag grab bags. You know, like when we were, at least when I was younger, they used to have them all the time in the stores. So I went and I've got the paper bags now, but I am sorting the beads so that we can get those all done. We'll have like, the way I've got it is we're gonna have like 3 4 millimeter bags, then we're gonna have like 4 and 6 millimeter bags, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, and then above. And then they I will try to just to have like faceted and then see if we can get some that are not faceted or a mix. I'm just still putting all the beads together to figure out how much of that we can do. And that's what we're doing for the glass. For the naturals, it's just any size. It could be chips, it could be rounds, it could be facets, it can be anything in those. Then on the metal, we are going to do stainless steel and then other metals, but you could get any color of metal in them. We're going to have chain ones. We are going to have pendants, and it can be any kind of pendant. Let me see, what else did we have in there? We'll have acrylics. Trying to think of how else I divided them up. I started the dividing of what I want to put in them, and then we will have those, and then we're going to have items that are larger quantities. They will be available at a creative credit availability on those, because we can't say the D word. So we're going to try to get, literally with what I went through, we will be getting rid of a lot. You guys got to help me make room. That's all I have to say is I need your help to make room. So my focus is going to be on this weekend, next weekend, and the weekend after that, Saturday events. So that is what we've got going on. Um, and then I will still be making content around when we get the items off of the truck. They did tell me that they're gonna probably not bring a semi, but a big box truck, which will make it easier because that can get in and out of our yard very easily. um oh, but that's so cool that they, I can't get Buttercup to, we got her, she did make eggs, but now she's like, I just want you to cook for me. And I'm like, honey, you gotta learn these skills. You're gonna have to learn how to cook. So we're gonna have a lot of different grab bags, and then we'll have different items. So that is the plan for Christmas in July. I'm like excited to do this one. And then we have the 20th anniversary of me having a business. And that just coincides with subscriber night of all things. It coincides with that. I get it. Patty, that is funny. Oh, I got her. I don't even make scrambled eggs, but I got her to like do it. And she wanted them, and I'm like, I can explain it. I just don't make them. So yes, that was what we did a couple weeks. But it was a month ago. But now I haven't. I'm like trying to get her to learn how to do. Yeah, I don't like to cook either, Michelle, and so Ryan does most of it. I love French toast. I love French toast. So I know when my husband is wanting to get on my good side, I love him dearly when he decides that we should have bacon and French toast for breakfast on a morning. I'm like, yep, because or the ultimate one is that we get to go for donuts. Because you have to understand, my husband is like eggs, steak, hash browns, toast. To him, that's breakfast. And to me, that's a meal. And I don't like eggs very well. So I'm like, yeah, French toast, please. So, all right, everybody, I am going to hop off here. I am going to finish getting everything ready for tonight's live, which I'm so excited. We're getting close to that being done. And then after that, I'm going to start taking pictures of, oh, you amaze me. I just don't like, I will bake. I can bake and bake and bake. I just don't like to cook. But we will start taking pictures and getting these ready. I am just excited for this weekend. All right, everybody. We'll see you tonight. Bye.